Hey, everybody, on this episode of Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers, we talk about the love of the museum. Is it a lost art? Pun intended. And then we go into the map. It's wrong. The world map is wrong, and a teacher in Africa has some ideas on how to fix it. And then, speaking of fixing things, the current housing crisis. James details his search for the perfect apartment for his son. All this and more on Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. Hey everybody, welcome to Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. I'm Devin Siebold. Got my good buddy, Mr. James John, here today, and we are the teacher versus the parent, the hopefully laughter that you need to get through the school day. But guess what? It's probably summer.
Yeah.
It is, and so you don't have a school day unless you took on summer school, in which case you need this. You need this more than we do, actually.
Yeah, meaning you got forced to do summer school. Right. You didn't ask for that. Yeah.
Don't forget to check me out on tour. I'm on tour with the Board Teachers Comedy Tour. We have some amazing tour dates coming up in Australia, followed by Canada, and then a whole run of U.S. shows. If you check out boardteachers.com, click on the comedy tour, you'll be able to see the full lineup. And I believe we're announcing even some more. We have Long Beach and Riverside coming up as well.
Ooh.
And we just announced some in the Jersey area in December.
Look at that.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
Which exit?
Man, the expensive one probably.
Yeah.
And no, I'm looking forward to it. And also, before we begin, don't forget that you can book me for your school for professional developments and keynotes. teachersneedlaughter.com. I have a pretty full schedule, but there are a few openings that maybe your school would fit into. So recommend me to admin. You get some laughter, you get some heart, you get some humor. It's a good time.
There you go.
I really enjoy speaking. Now, James, you notice I'm wearing something today if you're watching it on YouTube?
I see that you have your Mr. Rogers Neighborhood shirt on.
Mr. Rogers Neighborhood t-shirt. Do you know where I got this, Mr. James?
Oh, where'd you get that from?
I got this from the Hines History Museum in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
They have a Mr. Rogers exhibit. He was actually from just outside Pittsburgh. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
But when you go there, they have his sweater. They have his shoes, and they have the original Kingdom of Make-Believe, Land of Make-Believe, and they have the Kingdom castle and everything.
All right.
And all the puppets in order, the tiger, the king, they have everything. It's impressive.
Am I weird because I want to see that?
No.
I really want to see that.
It's the highlight of it.
Yeah.
Now, I went into this, I actually was walking to get food. I eat there's a place that I have to eat in Pittsburgh, and why am I forgetting the name of it?
Is it the sandwich place with the fries on it?
No, that's good. That's a good place. But there's a breakfast place that I go to, and it's packed.
Yeah.
If you're from Pittsburgh, you know of it because there's like 4 of them. Pamela's Diner.
Okay.
Oh, bro.
Come on
now.
It's good?
It is so good.
But you know I love breakfast. Like, breakfast is my...
No, this is
I love it.
Yeah, I
That's
would
my
take you
meal.
there, and you would literally, while we were leaving, small kiss on the lips. And
I'm not falling for that again.
it was delicious.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Let me walk back to the hotel because it's one of those meals where
Really?
you're like, I got to walk this breakfast off.
Little heavy.
And I see a sign for a Hines Museum. And I'm like, Heinz Ketchup has a museum? And it's in the old building where they used to produce Heinz Ketchup.
Okay.
The factory. I went in there. I paid $20. It was one of the coolest museums I've ever been. And as I was leaving, they had a thing on the wall. It was like #1 history museum in the United States. And they had some of the coolest stuff, dude. I mean, it was a really neat layout. But they had a lot of tributes to Pittsburgh. They had like Roberto Clemente stuff.
Of course.
And they had a whole area dedicated to sports.
Okay.
And then they had areas that was like conquest and Indian stuff. They had a room full of quilts.
Okay.
They had some of the coolest things that I've seen, but the Mr. Rogers was the crown jewel. And they tell you the crown jewel is there. And I went and saw it, and it was really cool to see. It was amazing. And they had Mr. Rogers playing on the little TVs, and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, right when you walk in and everything. So it was awesome.
That was a big part of my childhood, to
Yeah.
be honest with you, man. I used to look forward to watching Mr. Rogers.
Of course, I used to look forward to museums in general. Like, and that's the thing is, I've always been a weird kid. I love museums.
Well, it's it's stories. And I think we all love good stories. And that's what a museum is.
Yeah. I miss the days of the field trips to the museums because when that was, I became a history teacher, and I think I can contribute it mostly to being around in Florida so many great museums. We have a lot of, I used to go to St. Augustine and we would go into the Leitner Museum. I loved the Leitner Museum.
Yes.
Seeing all the history there. Even, and I know this is a weird one, but even Ripley's. Like walking through Ripley's, it's museum-esque, you know, and they have a lot of old stuff, some cool things.
It's pop culture.
Yeah.
But you get to see where it was at certain times.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I used to love just going into local history museums too. If you're ever in the downtown Orlando area, there's a Florida History Museum. Outstanding. They have amazing exhibits. They are top notch. And when I go to different cities, I go in their local museum. Some are great. Some are absolutely atrocious.
It's just a Time magazine.
You would be very like, yeah. Like we went into one and it was Harry Houdini lived there.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, this is going to have so much Houdini stuff. They had a pair of handcuffs.
Not even his.
That is it. Yeah, it had fur on it. It was like I'm like, does that have the Adam and Eve logo? What is that? They're like, he escaped from this. I'm like, I don't think he did. Yeah. But
no, there was a safe word.
That's Harry Houdini.
I loved his earlier work.
Yeah. I was like, what is this? And I thought they would have so much. They didn't. One thing they had, they were like, Harry Houdini jumped into the water and it was really cold and he escaped. And they had a metal pole and they were like, this pole is kept at the temperature of the water. Touch it. And you're like, that's cold.
Okay. All right.
And I was like, wow.
It's the same temperature of the water he jumped in. That's awesome.
Now, I do have a tradition.
Okay.
I go to these museums in the cities that I go to, and I buy something.
You always buy something.
I always buy something. Even if it's a free museum, I'll buy something. Even if I paid for a ticket, I still feel like I should buy something. So I got my Mr. Rogers to support the museum.
Good man.
If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I went to the Center for Puppetry, the Arts in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been to so many different history museums.
We've been to some together.
And I don't even chronicle half of them. I just walk into them. And in Sun Valley, Idaho, they even had a local history museum. It was a single room that you just walked in and they're like, this belonged to the oldest postman that used to live here. And you're like, wow.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, look what he did.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think that kids should go to museums more. I think we've kind of neglected
They're actually
museums.
fun.
They're fun, especially science museums, dude. Those are so hands-on.
Yes.
I cannot take my children, though, to a museum.
Why?
I do take them there.
But you shouldn't?
But I have to have a talk with my son, Gavin, before we go.
Okay.
My son Gavin, we learned early on, is excited about museums.
Okay.
Which is typically a good thing.
That sounds great.
Except he will walk up to you and go, Dad, did you see this? And you're like, no, I didn't see it. You walk up and he goes, look at what this is. And you know how they'll have a plaque and it'll be 2 paragraphs long. He wants to read you all 2 paragraphs.
Does he really?
Yeah. And he will not move from each exhibit until he has read the entire thing about the entire exhibit, about entirely what it is.
To you.
To you. Out loud. Or he'll read it to himself, but you're like, come on, let's go. He's like, I'm not done yet.
I'm not done yet.
And he's just reading it. And my kid loves to read.
How old is Gavin?
Gavin's 9. Gavin goes through about, and this is not an exaggeration, he goes through about 3 books a day.
Bro, that's impressive.
It's incredibly impressive. It's also, in a museum, incredibly annoying. Because I'm like, I think I got it. I got what that would. He's like, but you don't understand. In 1892, there was a glass maker that I'm like, thank you.
Thank you.
Got it.
Gotcha.
See the glass there. He's like, but you don't know what the glass maker did to make. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It ends with glass.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah, it's just, so I love him to death, but museums, I have to tell him ahead of time, like, listen, you can read that stuff.
You can.
You don't have to read all of it. If you see something that really interests you, read that one. It doesn't have to be read out loud. Everybody around you doesn't need to read it. But my son will read to everyone else too.
He will.
He is a social butterfly in the sense if he's standing next to you, he just became your best friend.
And he will tell you everything.
And he will talk to you like I when we go in for haircuts,
yes.
I literally go, this is Liam, just cut it short. You're 2 and a 3.
Yeah.
This is Gavin. I'm sorry. You are about to hear his whole life story, and he will ask about everything you've ever done since age 4.
But can I give you some credit as a parent?
Yeah.
You have done something that a lot of parents haven't been able to do nowadays. Your kid is not socially awkward. Your kid is a social butterfly, which is a great thing.
Yeah.
He's a communicator. That's awesome. Don't deter him.
Oh, I don't.
Let him do it. Let him become that
museums. Please stop.
What if he grows up and he actually runs a museum?
He's a curator.
He's a curator,
that'd be
man.
really cool.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's really neat that he has a passion for it. And I take him to museums all the time, but I'm like, we got to move. It's...
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I love the fact he reads like that, though.
Yeah, he's a strong reader.
Loves reading.
I like reading, too. And my household, we read. Like, we like to read. So, but it helps with intellect and intelligence.
Absolutely.
And that's the thing is, like, you learn things and you come across new items and you develop an imagination and creativity. And I just think it's a catalyst.
And hearing you talk about him and what he likes to do, you know what it sounds like. Gavin's going to be a teacher.
No.
I love it. I love it. I will not. How dare you take that back, James?
I want to be a teacher. That's not an option.
No. But teachers do a lot of good things. No, they don't.
The school you're going to doesn't have education degrees. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. I checked. They're full.
They said they're no more.
How crazy is that, though? I mean, let's be honest about this. I was thinking about that on the way here. I've talked to so many teachers because of you and what you've done in the past, and they all tell me the same thing. If they have children, they would never recommend their kids be teachers.
I always joke with parents that come to the show.
Yeah.
They're like, hi, I'm a teacher, and this is my daughter. She's a teacher. And I go, I am obligated to report instances of child abuse. I'm so sorry. I have to pick up the phone. I have to let them know what you're doing to this child. But I joke with them because I'm like, come on,
You could have warned them.
But honestly, it is a calling.
Yes.
I mean, it really is. Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's just in you. You love it. I mean, it's a passion thing. And I'm not going to deter that. Honestly, if my kid wanted to be a teacher, I'd be like, great, be a teacher. Also, create content online, please.
Yes.
Yeah, document everything. Be a TikTok. Can you dance? TikTok dancing.
That's so funny. And I think our past guest, Lo, said it best. People who are teachers like to see the light bulb go off. If they can be the person that makes that happen, there's a certain feeling of accomplishment and like, man, that person's going to go off to do great things because that moment of saying, oh, I get it now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get
it. I get it, brother.
All right. Let's jump into the teachers in the news, my friend. I'm trying to be more positive with the teachers in the news thing because I've gotten some emails saying, come on, you're making teachers look bad. I'm like, well, the person shouldn't have been in the news. So this is a more positive spin over time on the teachers in the news. This one is an interesting one. There's a teacher, and I'm going to mess up this name. I apologize. Abimbola Agundaro. That's phonetics. I'm going with that. This teacher is over in Africa.
Okay.
And she has beef. And I think that we're very much in line with our thinking, myself and her. Because I've said this for a very long time. In class, when I would teach history, I would pull down the map and I would go, this is a map of the world. And then I go, but it's not. This is the Mercator map. This is the one that we have consistently used for a very, very long time. And unfortunately, we haven't quite made that transition to an actual map of the actual world in terms of size and landmass because of two complications. First off, we're converting something round into something flat. And that's very difficult to do. The second reason is, and a lot of people say this, and there'll be arguments against it. Feel free to argue in the comments with me. But colonialism has, colonizers essentially have decided that Africa's continent does not need to be bigger than the white predominant continents, that we have surrounding it.
Well, to quote my wife, size doesn't matter.
Well, size does matter. in the global sense.
Okay.
I think that she has a I think she has a very, very good point of view.
Okay.
Greenland on a map, ginormous.
Yes.
Greenland in actual landmass size, not ginormous. Do you know that you can fit 14 Greenlands into Africa?
No.
14 Greenlands can fit into Africa. You can fit the entire United States, Canada, Europe, and India into the continent of Africa. And yet, it's tiny on the world map.
It is.
And this African teacher has made a point and said, look, it's 2025. Let's change that and make Africa bigger. But if you put it that to scale on, say, a world map, a lot of people would go, it's that big, and maybe we deserves a little bit more attention, And also white guys would go, come on, size doesn't matter.
You know what? I think America is a very average size.
It's a little colder for us. It's a
Yeah.
little colder for
Yeah.
us. It's up north and not the
Canada's
equator.
right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Canada's right there.
Shrinkage. Am I right?
Right. It's Canada's touching. It's cold. But anyways, yeah, it's a very noble crusade, and hopefully we can start to look at different types of projection maps in the future that will give an accurate size representation of how.
Now I'm gonna go home and look up the actual sizes.
Yeah, it would shock you if you saw an actual map of how it's supposed to look.
I'm gonna look that up.
Yep.
Now I want to know.
Now, this one, I decided this time, since we're going to Australia very soon with the Board Teachers Comedy Tour, I would like to shift into some Australia teacher news. So I looked up some Australia teacher news, and this one kind of shocked me. There's concern in Sydney, Australia, because their top high schools have, for the first time ever, topped 2,000 students.
2,000?
2,000, yeah. And they said that they are very worried because in Australia, Victoria, Western Australia, Queensland, they're worried because of these supersized schools that are starting to pop up. And they're worried it's going to diminish the education if it's over 2,000 students.
Wow, I just learned something.
I did too. That Australia apparently size is different there too.
Yes. Yeah. Because you're thinking to yourself, just 2,000?
Yeah.
That's not huge at all when it comes to the schools you've actually taught at.
There's some schools in Central Florida that are 3, 4,
Easy.
Yep.
Yes, easy.
They're massive campuses. I mean, does it diminish the quality? I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I'm going to have to say yes if I listen to all the things that I've learned throughout the years talking to teachers, because the bigger the school, I'm pretty sure the bigger the class sizes.
Yeah.
And you can't focus all your attention as a teacher on that many kids at once. Mm-hmm. So maybe there's a problem happening there that they can avoid that we couldn't in America.
Yeah. I will say there's I've talked about this before, but I went to Flagler College, small school. Mm-hmm. I was in a reading course that I needed to get my reading certification. Mm-hmm. There were 6 students.
Wow.
We met in the professor's office, and that professor guided us on the curriculum. Mm-hmm. I've never been more prepared in my life entering a class because I could not hide in the back.
No.
I had to be caught up on the material, ready to go, aware and engaged with that lesson.
Absolutely.
Every day. And but with the larger courses, I mean, I remember everything I learned in that reading class. With the larger courses, I took a biology course that was in a lecture hall.
Oh my gosh.
That was me sitting in back, 200 plus students in there. And I'll be real, at the time, cell phones weren't really that much of an issue. We had to flip with the text. If I had a cell phone today, you would just have me in the corner on
pretty much
Flappy Bird all day long.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that I would pay attention. I don't think I would get the same quality of education. So, Sydney, you're raising some interesting concerns. Try to keep it below 2, but also not the end of the world.
No.
Just look at the shining beacon that Florida's educational system has provided. I'm telling you, plenty of great stuff on the horizons for you.
I would be interested in seeing a study or a comparison between the education results in America compared to Australia.
Well, I know the teachers are happier. I've met a lot of them, and,
Okay.
and I know that they'll go, no, it's grumpy here, but that's we're upset too. I get that, but when I went over there and told them my stories on stage, I got off stage and they're like, actually, we're happy now.
Yeah, we're very happy.
We're fine.
You have to do what?
As soon as they hear what's happening on the other side of the world,
pond, yeah.
Yeah, which they hear already, but to get an actual teacher there.
They almost thought, oh, they must be exaggerating. And then you tell them, they're like, what?
Yeah, you're like, yeah, actually, we are exaggerating. It's worse.
Yeah. It's so much worse. Yes, please.
I've also, this was my visa to enter your country. I'm staying.
I'm staying. That's how it works.
I've Houdini'd. I've locked myself in with these furry handcuffs. All right, James. I want to go into, you got something for us, and then we'll end on something else. So go ahead, and I would love to hear about an apartment issue. Is that what we want to talk about?
Yes. As you know, my son Jack graduated not too long ago. Congratulations to you, Jack. He now works with kids that have autism. Which is great. The thing is, now that him and all his roommates have graduated, it's time for them to all go their separate ways. Oh. So one's moving away, one went another way, and now Jack is looking for an apartment for himself. Now, this will be the first time he's lived on his own with no roommates. And I'm finding some things out as we help him look for an apartment. I don't like to throw the word around crisis willy-nilly. But there is a crisis in America right now. Because of the high prices of apartments, 47% of kids with a college degree in the last 5 years have to move back home with their parents.
No, throw around the word crisis.
Yes, it's a crisis for us parents.
I am a parent, and
yeah. So that means all four of mine at some point are coming home.
Oh, no.
But there is a way around
At least
this.
two.
At
47%.
least two. That's true. 47%, yes. There's a way around that. Here's what you can do. You can move and not give them your new address.
That's true.
That is true, yes. But no, really. As I'm going out there looking for an apartment for Jack, I'm learning that what they get as an entry-level job with their college degree is not nearly enough for them to pay the price of what it would cost someone to live on their own.
Yeah.
What you pay for a studio is $200 more than what you would pay a mortgage for a 3-bedroom house. That's insanity.
It is insanity.
So that's why so many parents out there are now living with their parents, and their kids are living in the same house, and their kids are in the same house. It's just one big nuclear family, extended nuclear family in one household now, just to make ends meet.
I'm going to be real with you.
Okay.
Our house costs a lot to rent.
Makes sense.
A lot. We're in a decent area. We wanted a pool. We wanted 4 bedrooms. We have a big family.
Yes.
We wanted space that I could, work a little bit. And we wanted a really good school for them to go to.
Yes.
And so it was a difficult decision, but we had to move.
Yes.
The moving was outrageous. The cost of moving, the cost of going in there. And you have to, I think it's such a ridiculous standard. You have to demonstrate 3 to 4 times the amount of income of an actual home. So right off the bat, they're looking for like $500,000 of income a year. Nobody has that level of income.
Nobody has that.
It was, at the time I was doing very well on social media. I made a lot doing the videos for sure.
Makes sense.
And so I printed out and I was like, here's how much I make from Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and whatever, Twitter.
Gotcha.
And I handed it over to him and he was ecstatic. Because the guy was like, finally somebody that actually I don't have to bend the rules. Because there's a lot of bending the rules to
get you in the house.
Because if they actually went by those standards, almost no one would qualify.
No.
But it's still a standard because they want at least as close to it as possible and to know that they'll get their money. But it's just, I don't know, man. What bothers me so much is that I've been renting a home. We've been renting this home for years. You know how much my rent is?
How much?
$3,400 a month.
Woo! Wow. Okay. Woo!
$3,400 a month. Now here's what blows my mind. We talked to the realtor. We go, hey, we might want to buy now, and he's like, well, you have to prove income. I'm like, well, for the past several years, we've afforded this $3,400, and now the bank's like, we don't know if you can afford $2,000.
To go back,
and that's why you're so frustrated. It's like
it's a cycle.
There's such a barrier to entry.
Yes,
a huge barrier to entry, and they go to like your son Jack. Show us past rental, past this, and you don't have it.
No,
but you go. I I assure you, and that's okay. Sometimes your son might get evicted.
Yes.
I
Yes.
struggled to make rent in the beginning, but I
Yes.
started to learn. That was when I was right out of college, and I started to learn. And I had friends of mine that would unfortunately get evicted, and they'd be like, I couldn't afford my rent. I'm over here. And I think that that's kind of like a casualty of being a landlord is so you take chances on people. Hopefully you can get them in. Hopefully you can. But, you know, people lose their job. People move. People have a different ideal. And it's just such a standard that is so unattainable, especially for teachers, man.
Yes, I can imagine for teachers. And Jack, God bless him, he's like, man, I did everything right. I went to school, I made good grades, I got my degree, I got my job that I wanted from it, but I still can't afford to make ends meet. I still can't afford to live anywhere. So Jack's going to move back with us a little bit while he gets back on his feet and we can find him a good place. And there is some pros and cons of moving back in. I will always let my children move back in with me if they're trying, they're working, they're doing everything right.
What about your work children?
Okay, Devin, you guys are welcome. As long as Gavin doesn't read.
Yeah. He's going to read everything to you.
James, do you know what's in this ice cream? Let me tell you.
Right?
No, so pro is he can pay off his loans because he does have a couple loans a little bit faster, get back on his feet, not giving me any money whatsoever. Couple cons, there's a couple new rules that are in my house and in place right now since he left. Like there's a loose policy on wearing pants.
Oh yeah.
And I'm talking about me.
I know. Why do you think we paid $3,400 to move? I was like, I can't live next to that guy anymore. He's just with the windows open,
just like that, and he's waving. Yeah.
And he's just telling me, he's like, "See, Africa is bigger," and I'm like, "No, please stop rubbing it in."
Take that, Greenland.
14 of you, 1 of me.
There you go. There you go, man. So I feel for any parent out there who's going through this, you have your kid graduate from college, you're like, what do I do now? How do I live? They're coming home is what I'm saying.
How do I live
without you?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's jump into some Reddit.
Oh,
Yeah, last thing before we get out of
the
here.
dark side of the internet.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones. I really enjoy going into the teacher Reddit because I get to see what teachers are dealing with today and keep up with, a profession that I very much love and am passionate about. So
Because you guys share on Reddit. Teachers share.
Oh, they share, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's wild. I'm not reading anything. Sometimes I feel bad reading the Reddits, but they're public. I don't even have to log into Reddit to click on teachers and see it and see the comments. And so if you're publicly putting out your statement, then I think I should be able to read it. And I'm not going to read anything bad or this is going to jeopardize anybody's career. But here's the interesting one. I think this is such a wild, somebody made a comment, and I'll tell the comment after I read it, but such a wild thing that we're now seeing shift.
Okay.
This one on Reddit said, I have a chronic first period skipper who has missed over 140 days of class. Now, keep in mind, there's only 180 in the school year. He failed semester 1, but due to him actually showing up on a few of the important days for quarter 3, he was barely going to get a D for semester 2. Talked to the AP, asked if I was allowed to fail the student because I didn't think he should receive any credit when you miss that many days. And the AP said, you can absolutely fail him. And it was shocking to the teacher. And literally in the comments, people were going, I can't believe that. Normally it's just push them through. But this person said, I got really lucky with the school and having decent admin. And one of the top comments was, I think there's a shift lately in accountability. And I don't know why, but if that's something happening at your school, that there's finally being some consequences, I think that we're starting to, in the words of, take the power back. What's the rap group? Take the power back.
What, Public Enemy?
Yeah, Public Enemy.
Yeah, okay.
I think we're starting to finally take the power back and feel a little bit like, hey, we're in control. And seeing principals and assistant principals agree, hey, I mean, it used to be if you missed, our teachers would threaten us, you missed 9 days, you're done.
Yeah.
Like you had to go to school sick. Like if you were like 6 days in, you're like, oh no, I'm not giving up this whole school year. Now kids miss 140 and still have the potential to walk. I mean, it's just a slap in the face to all the kids that took the time to come
Of
to school
course.
every morning, getting ready early. These other kids just skip and they still get the same diploma. Doesn't make any sense.
Well, I find that wild that the teacher's actually surprised
They are.
that
But that's
someone stuck up for them.
That's the state of teaching, man. State of teaching. That it's shocking when the rules are enforced.
You're like, what's going on right now?
Yeah. All right. This next one, we have a student teacher who's currently working as a math teacher. She was in the break room with us chatting, and with one of the staff members, and she was asked, "Are you lining up any teaching jobs for the next school year?"
Mm-hmm.
And she very calmly stated that after her experience as a student teacher, she no longer has the desire to work in the teaching profession.
Wow.
She's going to get a job selling cars with one of her friends. Money better, hours better, and you don't have to worry about being attacked by stupidness, was her quote. That one I clicked on and I read the comments, and guess what?
What?
Many of the same stories. A lot of student teachers getting in there and going, I did my degree and I don't want this anymore. As soon as you're in the classroom and you realize, some people just don't realize the amount of work that teachers have.
Yes.
The amount of pressure, constant. Your teachers made it look easy, though. When you were in school, they made it look easy. But the prep to get to that point to have a great lesson is endless. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just your lesson's done. Great. Next one on the horizon. Mm-hmm. And so that's, I think, a lot of shockingness. It's shocking to these student teachers.
But I'm listening and I'm just thinking to myself, how defeated is that? The feeling, I mean, after going, this is what I want to do. I want to work as a teacher. This is going to be great. I'm a student teacher. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to get a little bit of knowledge and a little bit of experience doing this. Then come out of that going, you know what? I was wrong. I don't want any of this.
I'm going to play the other side of that quarter, and I'm going to say, look, I like this better, that they acknowledged it early.
Okay.
And said, I'm not built for this. I'm done.
Okay.
Because I think there's too many teachers that get in that, this is my passion, this is what I love, and then get in there and they go, this job doesn't love me, I'm not having fun, but I can't
stop.
This is they try to force themselves to love. It's like trying to hug a porcupine. You're like, I really want to hug you, and you keep getting pricked, and you're like, why? I'm trying to hug. I really want to hug you. And no matter how many times you try, you're going to get pricked by it.
Yes.
And if that's not your thing, then seeing it early on and going, maybe I'm not going to hug the porcupine. Maybe I want to go over here and hug this.
I would have to agree with that. Yeah. Better to get it over with. Like, okay, I tried it as a student teacher. Not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, because I can imagine having a teacher that hates being there. Like, I'm not going to learn much.
Now, this last one is an interesting one. This this one is why the student teacher probably is leaving.
Okay.
This is an example of it. This is the last one. I have a student who's 14 in the 7th grade. He's scoring below literate on all of his tests. He won't do any of the work where we write an essay together and all he has to do is copy off the board. He still won't do it. We're working on something and his friend was trying to help him or read to him because he couldn't read. And he says, I don't want to. And I said, if you don't want to do the work here in May, you'll work in summer school this June. Get it done now. Mm-hmm. Mom finally calls the school. They have not been able to reach this mom and apparently wants to come down and talk because it's embarrassing to her son. Not the fact that this 14-year-old cannot read, not the fact that he's failing his classes, not the fact that he can't do single-digit addition and subtraction without counting on his fingers, the fact that I told him that he might have to do summer school, the parent is livid that you embarrassed him.
There you go.
And the person says, I'm so sick of these parents, even more sick about the fact that he scores with these kids and the parents come after me and not the kid.
Okay, first off, all the teacher said was an actual fact. There is cause and effect. If you do not do the work now, you will have to go to summer school.
Yep.
That's not a threat. That's a reality.
Yeah.
But how dare you tell my son, my student, that he's going to have to go to summer school? I want your job.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's on the parent. I mean,
Yes.
It really is on the parent. This is the thing I learned, especially with these COVID kids. My child was going into kindergarten, first grade when COVID hit, and they were on virtual, and it was not working. ADD diagnosis, not able to sit in front of the computer. I, unfortunately, was at a time where I was teaching as well, still on Zoom, hybrid classes. I didn't have the energy or the time to put into educating the kid myself as much as I should have. I tried, thought it was a noble effort. It was not. And when my son finally went into school, he was very much behind the curve. Testing ones, not being able to read up to level. And you know what? I didn't go in there and yell at the teacher. I simply said, great, I know where he's at now. We have a goal. Let's meet it. We pushed him to read more. We pushed him to do more. Homework was sent home, and that homework was done, and we had more.
Got it.
We said, you have catch up to do. We have to get you back on track. And guess what? Moved up on grade level now.
Nice.
Yep. And so that's the thing is it takes effort on the parents' part.
And I love the fact you said you didn't put it on the teacher. No, we're going to take accountability. We're going to get my son where he needs to be.
But unfortunately, that's not the case.
No.
All right. So, James, how can people find you, my friend?
Always, you guys can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Same account, James Yon Comedian. That is YON. And thank you for all the teachers that still reach out to me, man. Love you guys for that.
And Devin Siebold or Devin Comedy on most of the platforms online, which you probably follow anyways. Teachersneedlaughter.com for upcoming any information on speaking, and boardteachers.com for the upcoming tour dates with the Board Teachers Comedy Tour. And I've got a few solo dates here and there throughout Florida as well. Hopefully I'll see Adam, and we'll see you next week on Crying in My Car, podcast for teachers.